I've been tracking how virtual learning impacts your students' grades for over a month now. Right now, Michigan is looking to waive standardized testing for the second time, this raising questions about how schools and parents will know when students are ready to advance to the next grade. How will waiving standardized testing for a possible second time impact your students, staff, and teachers?
We're here to prepare students for whatever that next step is. And the main part of our job is to do everything that we can to help support them on that journey.
Failing grades, lack of engagement, and reports of anxiety and depression in young students.
We want to see how kids are progressing as they go through that. But on the other end, we also use that to compare ourselves as a district to alike districts. So without the spring assessment, that would be the only time where we would be able to see how other folks are doing as well.
If tests are eliminated for the upcoming school year, students would not take the M-STEP. Third graders would not face the possibility of being held back for poor reading scores. And teachers would not have student test scores as part of their annual performance reviews. I reached out to the state superintendent about standardized testing and what this change will mean for students. In a statement, Dr. Michael Rice says, quote, "The effect that learning at a distance through the pandemic has had on students is not known at this time." Rice also says the state plans to resubmit its M-STEP waiver request to the U.S. Department of Education later this month. Now, he also went to Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
I have to have as a state to administer to the kids who have learning loss because of COVID. It is real. Learning loss in a regular school year between the last day of school in June to the first day of school in August or September, it's real. And it's always more profound for kids who are in higher poverty situations. COVID learning loss is going to dwarf what we usually see.
Kalamazoo Public Schools declined to answer any questions on camera, but did provide a statement that reads in part, "Some students' grades have improved while others have declined. Our priority this year is our students' health and safety, including their social, emotional well-being. KPS is already developing strategies to address learning deficits that may have developed this year."
It is my great hope that the incoming Biden administration will place a high priority on supporting our efforts to remediate for the needs of those kids. And we'll be working very closely with our superintendents, with our teachers, to ensure that Michigan's got, I think, and we're all back in school, and even before that, the kind of wraparound services our kids are going to need to close that gap. But it's not a three-point answer. It is very complicated, and it is going to take working very closely with our experts to make sure that we've got what we need to meet the needs of our kids.
Whitmer says schools have learned a lot over the last 10 months and can now establish low transmission rates if they take the proper steps. As for testing requirements, it seems the state will decide whether students are ready to move up in grades when they cross that bridge.